Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Please make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe down below. YouTube family, I'm in dear need of you guys. I missed you. This whole coronavirus, COVID-19 is driving me nuts, and I could just only imagine how my teacher friends are feeling right now. Everything is just like a whirlwind, and I just need to come and talk to you guys because this is like totally driving me nuts. So let's get started right away with this video. So here in New York City, we finally had our shutdown. Last week Monday, we found out, not Monday, but that Friday, we found out that schools was officially going to be closed. Here, school is supposedly going to be closed until April 20th. Um, we have one more week to go, and then we were going to go into spring break anyway. Our spring break is early, so we'll be doing basically 2 weeks of remote learning. Our date to be opening back up is April 20th, but we are hearing that this COVID-19 can possibly go throughout the whole rest of the school year. That's scary. It is very, this is scary. So teachers had to go in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because we used last week Monday as one of our snow days because here in New York City we did not get a snow day at all because the winter was good to us this year. So we used that Monday for our snow day, and we had to go in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We had supposedly PDs, which was like teach yourself. If you don't know, you're stuck. One of those days. So I really took the initiative to kind of step up and help the older teachers who have been teaching for a longer time. So I kind of stepped up to help them because they were really having a hard time, like getting to know how to use Google Classroom, how to add the students in. And it was a lot of information that you had to teach yourself. And if you're not has computer savvy, has, a new teacher coming in, it can be difficult. It can be scary. You're afraid. Some teachers may not have access to a computer at home. You now have to use the school's computer. You have to be able to, use that, figure out how to use it in such little time. So it's scary. When I found out that this was happening, I immediately thought about my babies. I teach third grade special education. I'm in the ICT setting, and I'm just like, how are my kids on my caseload going to be able to do this? I instantly started freaking out, and I'm just like, how am I going to give them the support that they need? They're mandated. And it's just like, right now we're in a crisis, and I have to come to reality. I can only do but so much. I can only do my best to kind of get them to log in on their phone or device, or if they do have internet. If they don't, my school was giving out computers, but my school only had 43 computers. We have 400 students. So how they gave out the computers was they did priority. They did the students in the shelter. They did students who have special needs. They did the ENL learners. They did them. And we have a high population of those students. So there's other students who have computers, but they have no Wi-Fi. Spectrum has been saying that they're going to give parents free Wi-Fi for 60 days. You call the number, it's not working. So it's a lot of things up in the air. And, we can't penalize a child if they don't have access to the internet at home or have a device. And, some of these parents, they don't want their kids to use their phone, which I just feel like in a crisis like this, my child's education is more important. And if a child got to use my cell phone, you're going to use my cell phone. Like, my cell phone is not my end all be all. I want to make sure that my kids have the proper education. But some parents, when I called, they was like, I don't want my child using their cell phone. So I'm just like, hey, put my hands up in the air. So, having to deal with that was a lot. I do teach math. We have Envision. So thank God Envisions, we're able to access like the videos and be able to connect it to Google Classroom. So that kind of relieved me because I was like, listen, I'm not going to be making different math lessons every day. Like, hell no, you got another thing coming. So it was perfect for me in that sense because right where we left off before this whole COVID-19 we were moving into another lesson, has a grade level, like we are all on the same page. So we're just still being able to do the lessons where we left off and be able to have the students do it on the Google Chrome. Not on the Google Chrome, I'm sorry, on the Google Classroom. So everybody's on the same page when it comes to that. In terms of reading and writing, my co-teacher is doing her part wherever we were based on the pacing calendar. That's basically where we are. It was really just trying to organize the Google Classroom because it's so much on there. Having to make the classwork, the stream, the Google Drive, how to add the post, how can we see students' work, and me and the teachers was really concerned, like, okay, if the student is doing math, how are we going to know if the child understood it or not? We want to see that they're able to do their work. So we were able to use like Google Drawing in classroom where students can actually show you their work, do their pictures, write a little sentence, do something to kind of show us like, okay, well, I see that this student is stuck. Maybe I can possibly reach out to them on the Google Classroom. Right now, I just feel overwhelmed because it's so much information at one time, and the way everything just happened. Everything happens for a reason, but it's just like when we were at work, I had teachers crying. They were like overwhelmed. Last minute having to make packets. We did not make packets. Like, we're just like, listen, we're gonna get these kids signed on to Google Classroom at this point. And we made sure of that. Right now, we have about 16 students logged in onto Google Classroom. So that's great right now. That's good. We do have a few students who still have not reached out back to us. I called today. I used my Sunday to call parents. I had Google Translator going on because I do have some students who speak Spanish. So I literally had to like translate it using Google, like put the phone to get to translate. It worked a little bit, but parents, one of my parents was still unsuccessful with signing into Google Classroom. So as teachers, we had to do a lot. And, kudos to us because everybody's like up in the air, scared, nervous, but we're doing the best that we can in this situation because this just sprung up on us. Like, we didn't know that it was going to be this bad, but I hope that parents use this as like, it shows that technology is so important. Like, students need to have access to internet at home or be able to have some kind of device, whether it's a Kindle, an iPad, a computer. They need to have some way of technology in their house. And this is why it's very important that students learn how to use the keyboard. How to log in, how to do certain things. Can you imagine kindergarten? They're still learning their ABCs. Like, trying to find letters. They don't know too much about computers. And even sometimes when you do this in a small group, with kids and you're doing like, your whole literacy stations, you still have to have somebody like to go over just to check to make sure that they know how to use it and log in, that they don't log themselves out. So I could only imagine like a kindergarten, a first grade student, second grade. Because even I have a few of my third graders, they'll stare at the computer and think that they're on iReady when they're really not. So thankfully, like, students were already familiar with iReady. We use math on iReady. They've been using Kids A to Z where they can read like different kinds of books. They take the comprehension test. We're able to see how they do, modify it and assess. So thank God we were already using these things with our students. So it's just kind of transitioning it all to Google Classroom so they can do it. Yeah, guys, it's just been a lot. I want to know, like, how do you guys feel about moving into this remote learning? Like, what are you scared about? What are you nervous about? Like, what are your concerns? Like, with me, I don't have any kids, but I can just imagine like a family of 4 kids and they only have access to one laptop. Can you imagine like how that's gonna work? Like, you're really, as a parent, you're really gonna have to set up a schedule where like the oldest child goes last and the little ones go before, or however it may work in the household. Like, that's just gonna be oh my god, that's gonna be chaos. chaos. Because just like, okay, how are you going to expect these kids to be able to submit work? And then I know with my school, they want us to track attendance based on the work that they do. They even have to fill out an attendance form like every day before they start a lesson. And that's how we're going to track attendance. Like they have to fill out the form, tell us how they feel, what are they excited about, how they're feeling, whatever mood meter they're feeling. And they write that, and then that's how we use it for their attendance. It's just that my mind is just like whirling, and I'm just really thinking right now is just how can I support my students with special needs, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should make a separate page for them with resources, but we really haven't been doing anything different. We've been doing the same thing. It's just more so when they sit with me in smaller groups, I'm going over editing, how to edit their writing, having them organize their writing. So I'm thinking of maybe like in the writing pieces, put up like some writing resources or like some pictures that they can use for their editing. But if you are a special education teacher and you're doing this remote learning, what are some things that you're doing for your students? I know that I still have 2 IEP meetings to do. What we're going to be doing is conferencing on the phone. We have to do Zoom, either a Zoom phone call where you're doing a chat, you're talking to parents, they can see you, you can see them. So we're just doing that. In addition, we have to have like grade level meetings once a week on what? Zoom. So it's like you're at home, but like you're working from 8 o'clock until when school ends, but you're just in the comfort of your home. So yeah, just let me know like what are you guys doing with your school? What are some things that you're required to do? I know I heard my aunt told me that she has to call students every day for 10 minutes on the phone. I'm just trying to see like how you're gonna do that. Me and my co-teacher are thinking of like Zoom. Like we have like a time in the morning where all the kids come in on the Zoom and we can talk to them through the Zoom. So doing one of those. So yeah, let me know what you're gonna do. Like this video, make sure you leave your comments because I really want to know. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.